Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently still working on getting our economy rebalanced. After our experiment with the construction, we definitely learned something from that, no doubt about it, and it's don't do that. We're going to have a secession here. It's going to be just like Alabama and Georgia. It's not that big of a deal. So we'll get that crushed, no problem. And then after that, I think we are probably going to look to go after Great Britain. I want to get all of these war machines finished up for sure. And I also want to get these plantations very much done. So we're going to work our way through that. The Afro-American secession is about to happen. And I'm expecting them to have a good amount of conscripts like Guatemala did. So that should be fine. We're not going to have a big problem there, but let's take a look here. Yeah, up to 120, so 130 in total. No problem, really, but I do want to go into our military and get ourselves a few additional generals, specifically in the Great Plains HQ, and the Mexico HQ, and the New England HQ, and the Midwest HQ. Okay, so these guys only have 20, right? We're going to need to promote these up. Apparently, you can't just mash enter there to have that go through. I'm a little surprised that you can't hit enter to confirm this. C also does not confirm it. Interesting. Definitely didn't expect that. So we're going to get this guy promoted up. We'll actually need to promote him again. That looks good. And then we'll promote you up. And I think again. That's up to 60. So he might need another promotion. Nope, he didn't. Okay, but John Pershing might. Nope, he didn't either. Okay, this is fine. So we know that they're going to have like 130, right? So we can send in like 3 generals here. So we'll mobilize you and have you go over to the Florida-Alabama front. And then we'll mobilize Horace here, and we'll have him go over to the Ontario-Alabama front. I'm actually going to do four units here. So John Van Vranken here, he could get promoted. He doesn't need another one. So we'll mobilize him and have him advance at the Florida front. And then we'll send, say, William Forbes over to the Ontario front. Cool. That should be more than enough troops to crush this. So that'll be fine. They are currently uncertain, as well they should be. I want to check in on our development here. Okay, we're going to need to turn this up. But actually, we should wait to do this until such a time as the war is about to break out. So we'll hold off on that for the moment. We're actually positive right now financially, which is slightly shocking to me. Okay, I like it. And our number of unemployed is very, very high, right? We know this. This isn't a huge surprise. And we've got forces on their way in. Our forces are going to be bad right now because of our setup here. So we're not surprised that it's a 19% disadvantage. For the moment, that's going to be completely fine. No, not with the Afro-American secession. We're not going to set up a telephone exchange with them. You insane? No, we're going to crush them. Cool. So we're working our way through all of these constructions, right? What is currently considered expensive? And also we need to think about market access pretty soon. Dye input goods shortages. Okay. And we've got all of this turmoil. No shockers there. So I know we were building synthetics. Is that still in here? Or did we already build those? Looks like we already built them. Okay, so we're going to need additional synthetics industries then. So we'll go into here, synthetics plants, and we're going to sort by, actually, let's go ahead and bring this up by 7, and then another 30, so 37 in total. There we go. And then this will come up by 3, so then plus 93 is what we're going to target here. And then 5 here in New York. And I'm putting these at the bottom of the priority list. 95 total. And then in Ontario, 96. Cool. So that should be fine. Let's go into our buildings here and check in and make sure that all of these synthetics plants are set to auto-expand, and they are. Cool. We will be finishing up our plantations fairly soon. We're going to have to redo some of this stuff probably, but that's fine. We're waiting until the war actually breaks out here in order to bump this up. We are back to being a little bit negative financially. I'm not shocked about that. Let's check in on our railway situation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 2. I'm putting these all at the beginning of the list. Ooh, California needs a lot. Okay. British Columbia needs 1. And Alaska needs 1 too. How about Hawaii? How are you doing? Hawaii's doing fine. No problems with Hawaii right now. Okay. So we'll get all of that construction going. Once we're through our plantations here, I do expect things to start really turning around. Our unemployment is shrinking, so that's good. And we're just waiting right now until the war is about to break out. Fantastic. Once we're like 1 day away from the war breaking out, it should be fine. Our war machine industries are going to be wrapping up fairly soon, so we're going to be working very heavily on our plantations. Okay, 1 more day. Now we're 1 day from this war breaking out. Or rather, we're going to be entering the countdown to war. Never mind. We don't need to turn it up yet, but I'm actually going to, because I think it takes some time for these goods to switch. Yeah, some price changes may not fully take effect until after goods substitution has occurred. So I think it takes time for the goods substitution to occur. We're just going to bump this all down. Cool. Do we have any... Okay, this unproductive trade route is fine. Can we actually do more steamer export? That would be really, really nice. Steamers. Yes, actually, to the new African market. Is that this? That is this. We'll export steamers to them. We need to export steamers to somebody. I don't care that it's literally the people we're going to fight. We need to export steamers to somebody. So we'll go ahead and do that. And they backed down. Okay. So this is back, and we need to make sure that this is all done. It looks like it is. Okay, let's make sure that they didn't change anything really around here. We're going to turn all of these back down. We can't really afford to have them up for the moment. Did they change any of this around? War machine industries need to auto-expand. Urban centers need to be on arcades. Coal mines, yeah, they did change some of these. So diesel pumps, dynamites, publicly traded, refrigerated rail cars, chemical fertilizers, diesel pumps, steam donkeys, rail transportation, publicly traded, steam donkeys, rail transportation, automatic irrigation, rail transportation, electric sawmills, hardwood production, chainsaws, rail log carts, publicly traded, steam trawlers, flash freezing, publicly traded, and that should do the trick. Telephone switchboards. Missed that one. Okay, looks good. So, we're still running that die input goods shortage. No shockers there. I want to check here. We're going to need a railroad in Virginia. And I do want to attack Britain fairly soon here. The question is, do we do it now? I mean, our population is dropping. This is good. This is what we want. We want our population to drop right now. We've got too many unemployment, and our unemployment is actually growing right now. So we need to get all of these plantations done, right? There's a lot of labor that goes into these plantations, so that'll be good. We're going to get that all done. I do want to go after Great Britain here. I want to check... They have a defensive pact with Surakarta. I don't think we care about that. So that should be reasonably fine. Our finances are not reasonably fine. But it's almost all due to the welfare payments from the unemployment. We are working on getting our projected pop growth down. No doubt about that. And we're constructing a lot. Honestly, we're constructing a whole lot. We're going to be done with this fairly soon. I'm hoping that this will bring our unemployment numbers down sharply as we get all of these plantations done. How many jobs do each of these plantations, each of these plantation levels actually use up? So, like, say the tobacco plantations. Okay, it's a few thousand per level. Not as many as I'd like to see. That's for sure. We're still running that dye input goods shortage. That's to be expected for this moment. Okay. What else can we do to get more jobs? Construction sectors is the only... Actually, universities. Universities are an interesting option there. Yes. They're not going to be high priority. I'm just going to queue up 100 universities where each of these are, or approximately 100. I'm not counting this. Sure, 120 is fine. I don't know how many I'm clicking here. Okay, maybe not 190. That's a lot. Okay, I need to actually count these. Apparently I'm doing like 19 clicks each. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, approximately. The lag may cause some issues with that. We'll see. There's going to be some lag, no doubt about that. It appears a lot of these ended up only accepting 9 clicks. But that's okay. Okay, we'll add 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and 10 here. And 10 in Yucatan. Cool. I already got that. It's fine. It's fine. We're just trying to get jobs, right? So that should be okay. That's a lot of things added to our construction queue. We've got 108 weeks on this construction queue. We're very negative financially right now, and that means that I don't want to expand our construction. I do want to get all of this finished up. So we're going to need to look at market access. Oklahoma needs a little bit. New York needs a little bit. Queuing these up at the beginning of the list does take quite a lot of time due to the list lag, but that's fine. Cool. I definitely want to go after Britain soon. Do we do that now and just continue to build up our debt? Maybe. Honestly, I'm leaning towards it. So we go ahead and conquer Newfoundland here. There we go. And we'll confirm that. Then we are going to go into here. And we're going to add Wargles. They're currently fearful. They're extremely likely to back down. Do we add additional Wargles if they're this likely to back down? Do we even raise anything up? We can just take Newfoundland. Let's head down to Honduras and start thinking about taking that as well. So there's no possible diplomatic play. What about Nicaragua? No possible play there either. Interesting. I do want to take this, right? So we'll add a war goal here to conquer... let's see here. This is British Guatemala is what I want. So we actually need to do a return state. British Guatemala. And we could do that for Saskatchewan as well. Something like this. Now, I still think that they're going to back down. And that means we only would get the primary war goal. which is fine, but slightly awkward. Okay. How are we doing in terms of our unemployed numbers? Actually, our peasants have hit 0. So that's a good sign. Our unemployment numbers are still climbing, which isn't great. We definitely have a situation of too many pops. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to let this continue to escalate. I really do believe... Well, if Prussia joins them, maybe they won't back down. We'll see. But currently, I think that they're going to back down. Great Britain is in bankruptcy right now. That's interesting. They're going to back down, right? So there's no point in claiming anything in Upper Canada. That's what that means. Okay. I don't like this mechanic, by the way, the way that the back down works. I feel like the back down should give all of the war goals, not just the primary war goal. That said, it seems like it refunds the infamy that you get from making these claims. So let's go ahead and take Yukon Territory. Let's do Manitoba. Let's do Nunavut. Let's do Alberta. And Northwest Territories. That puts us at 64.9. So this way, if they don't back down, we'll get all this. And if they do back down, I believe we will get that returned. So escalation has been paused. And I want to just make sure that that's everything here. So Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Northwest Territories, Nunavut, and Yukon Territory, plus Newfoundland and British Guatemala. That should do all of it. Fantastic. I still think they're going to back down, to be clear. I do believe this. We should definitely check in on our railway situation. Illinois requires 5. And this is definitely still laggy. Wisconsin, Michigan requiring 2. Ohio requiring 2. Pennsylvania requiring 2. Virginia requiring 1. Massachusetts requiring 1. Texas. Mexico. California requiring 5. I'm not shocked about that. A lot of things are being built in California. Washington requires 1. Alaska still requires 1. This doesn't seem to be moving very much, does it? I'm actually going to build 4 here. Okay. There we go. I want to check in on our railroads. I know that we are not burning oil here, but I wanted to see we're on government run. Okay, that's more bureaucrats than we would have capitalists. Good to know. That said, worker cooperatives would actually be more employment. What do we need to be able to do this? Council Republic in governance principles. So that would need to go to here. Interesting. Yeah, I really do think Britain is going to break down or back down here. We'll see. So we should get a refund on our notoriety for stuff that we did not actually take in that war, if they back down. So we're at 64.4 right now. They've not backed down yet. We're in the countdown to war here. Can they still... They can still back down in the countdown to war. So we should probably get our fronts populated. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 fronts here. Is that right? Can we see here our number of fronts? No. I do see 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to get Horace mobilized. He's going to go to the Guatemala front. We're going to get John Pershing mobilized. He is going to go to the Newfoundland front. We're going to get Nathaniel Beauregard mobilized. He is going to go to the other Newfoundland front. And we're going to get Joseph Parsons mobilized. He is going to go to the Manitoba front. It's a very long front. So I don't necessarily think that this war is actually going to happen. Yeah, they backed down, yielding the primary war goal to us, and our infamy did indeed drop back down. Okay, so Newfoundland is ours. We are going to max out the iron mines there as top priority. Actually, I don't think it really matters where we put these. We'll put them at the bottom because it's easier to queue up. Lead mines there as well. Logging camps, fishing wharves, and whaling stations. Cool. No agriculture. Oh, no, we can build livestock ranches there. There we go. So that looks good. And, of course, we're going to need to go through our conscription centers. There we go. Our railway will go to government run and be subsidized and auto-expand. We can definitely queue up our barracks and our naval bases here. Not that this helps our price of ironclads at all, but that will employ people. Only 1,000, but that will employ people. Cool. So Newfoundland requires railways. Quebec requires a couple of railways as well. We'll get those going. Ontario. Excellent. Okay. So that's all good. We're going to continue these constructions, and I want to move up not the naval bases or the barracks, but I do want to move up these resource generating structures in Newfoundland. So we're going to get these all moved to the top of the list. As well as that railway in Alaska. There we go. Cool. And that will get done fairly quickly. North Andean people are moving to Texas. Sure. Can we attack Upper Canada? No, I didn't think so. I would love to attack Honduras. I think we may need to... Okay, we can actually do this. So conquer state Honduras. 12.3 infamy should be fine. Do it. So we're just going to send, like, John Pershing down over here. Cool. We'll get that started and continue to move our way down Central America. We need to get these unemployments under control, right? And we're working on that. There's a lot of jobs being built. Perhaps too many jobs being built. It's not. It's not too many jobs. There's no such thing in this game as too many jobs. Cool. We're actually nearly turning a profit, or we were briefly there. Okay, so who will be looking to join in here? I think nobody. Cool. So we're going to take Honduras here. I think that they're going to back down. Oh, actually, Russia sided with them. They may still back down. This doesn't open a front up here. Yeah, there they go. They backed down. Cool. So no problem there. We are now going to look at Nicaragua. So what is our current notoriety? We need to just not get to pariah, right? So we're at 42.5. We've got plenty of notoriety here. So let's go ahead and conquer state Nicaragua. And in the meantime, we are going to make sure... Ooh, rubber plantations in Honduras. So queuing these up at the beginning of the queue is really awkward, but we'll go ahead and do that because you can only queue one at a time at the beginning of the queue, and I don't love that, but it is what it is. We'll put these all at the beginning of the queue. So these fishing wharves go in. Cool. And now for agriculture. Probably sugar. Actually, dye plantations. it's definitely going to be the dye plantations. These I'm putting at the bottom of the list, but we'll move them up. Cool. There we go. So we'll move to the bottom of the list here and move these dye plantations right on up to the top, as well as these 2 rubber plantations here. And then we'll queue up our army bases and our naval bases at the end of the list. Cool. We will, of course, require market access here. 1, 2, 3 railways. And we're probably going to need to go through structures and make sure that that's all correct. But for the time being, this will be fine. These guys are currently fearful. Russia's not actually on that side. Russia's only leaning towards them. Noted. So that's looking good. I'm expecting them to back down. So we'll just let that go. And we're actually starting to construct these universities, hilariously. Cool. So these dye plantations, that's going to get us a fair number of jobs there. And we're actually down to only 7 million unemployed. That's a good sign. No doubt about that. The Montana pipeline. That's expensive. I'm not going to do it. It's not in the budget. Austria sided with Nicaragua. They're now confident. Okay. In that case, we're going to mobilize, and we will head over to the Nicaragua front. They're confident because they don't know exactly what's happening here. That's what the problem is. They don't actually know what's happening. So we're going to send how many of these units? Like 5? 6? Something like that. Yeah, we'll send like 6 for now. That should do. We could enact mass conscription. We're on national militia right now, and I think that's okay. Barracks max level would actually maybe be okay. Perhaps. For now, I'm not too concerned about that. So we've got forces on their way over here, right? And Austria will be heading over eventually. We should probably send, like, Eustace Jennings over to raid convoys here. And then we'll send Eugene Bland to raid convoys here. And that'll do for now. We could hire more admirals if we wanted to, but realistically, that should do the trick. So they have 417 units on the way. We're not going to turn up... Oh, opium addiction? Okay, on the Hawaiian Islands. We're going to not turn up our military yet until the war is about to break out. So Austria is sending a lot of forces over here. It should be reasonably fine, though. Cool. They'll arrive eventually, but they're very overseas, right? They don't know exactly what's going on here. I do want to check in on Austria's military power. 92, 97. Okay. Cool. So our forces are arriving here. We can always scale this up more if we need to. We're in the countdown to war now. Okay. So the Austrian troops will start to arrive soon. This number is going to look really bad for a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn up our military now. So I guess conscription centers can be turned up, but that doesn't actually do anything for us. Railways should be on electric trains. There we go. Cool. Do I want to be on cargo prioritization? Honestly, I kind of want to. Okay, that'll do for now, and we'll get that ready to go. Cool. We'll get this all done eventually, but for right now, we need to go to mechanized infantry, siege artillery, aerial reconnaissance, chemical weapons specialists, and field hospitals. Cool. Nicaragua backed down. Okay. The moment we turned up our military, they were out. I like it. So we're going to turn this all back down. There we go. And we're going to need to get Nicaragua brought up to speed here. Modern ports. And this is all good for the moment. Nicaragua is going to need 1, 2, 3 railways. Honduras is going to need, like, +8 here. There we go. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to continue our expansion. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Ken2in, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.